Hey, how's it going? Today you're in for a special treat because we are going to be checking in on some of our favorite landlords of TikTok that we haven't visited for a little while now. So buckle in, baby. Let's open a little lovely here. Pamplemousse. I've been working on this video about drop shipping and I think it's gonna be good, but it needs more time, and I wanted to get a video out for you guys. Anyways, my chair just farted. It's a really squeaky chair. I need to get a different chair. Also, today is March 2nd. I'll probably have this uploaded on March 3rd or 4th, and March 5th is my 31st birthday. So this is pretty much my birthday video. You could say happy birthday, but I'd rather you say something else, honestly, because even though you're really sweet for saying happy birthday, I get it. I will do my best to have a happy birthday. My only plan is to eat Thai food. Maybe twice. Maybe I'll go get Thai food twice. I don't think I've ever done that in a day. That would be interesting. Okay, so maybe like pad ki mao for lunch and panang tofu for dinner. Oh yeah, okay. Before we get into all this fun landlord stuff, I am going to self-promote for a second. I will keep this very brief. You guys know that I love sitting here alone in my living room and making this content for you. I really do. But it does get a little lonely sometimes. And I love working with other people, which is why I am so excited to announce that I am going to be starring in an all-new reality competition show on TV. I'm going to talk about this project at length in my next video. Don't worry, I'll give you guys a full explainer on everything. But real quick, if you could just go subscribe to Trout Vision TV, I'll link it below, and watch the teaser trailer, and you get to figure out, you'll get to see what it is that I'm doing. Also, March 10th, I'll share the announcement for the audition registration because you, yes you, can audition to be on this show. Like, anyone can audition. In the first round, I will vote for who gets to kind of go on to round 2 anonymously. I won't know who it is. So there's no like bias there. But in all the subsequent rounds, the audience will be the ones voting for the winner. Anyways, I don't want this to get too long. Go check it out. Be sure if you want to audition, sign up for the auditions. I don't want to spoil anything. Okay, let's go clown on some landlords. We are gonna go, this is my burner TikTok account. I'm gonna look through TikToks as always. I look through a lot of them. I'm just gonna show you guys the good stuff. And if there's any copyrighted music, it might sound funny or I might have to dub something over it. You guys know. This is not your first time watching a fucking YouTube video. It was unnecessary. So we're gonna check out some of the landlord villains, I guess you could call them, from some of my other videos. And some of them have kind of mysteriously disappeared from the internet, which is actually fine. Okay, let's start out with Tat Landano. You'll remember. If you haven't seen my original landlord video. Alright, so Tat is up to 2.4 million followers. Wow.
I'm going to show you how this building is going to make me $800,000 in just 3 months.
I bought this sixplex last year for $1 million, and we finally started with the renovations.
Okay. Nothing has changed, okay?
Currently, the building is empty, and the rents are valued at $850 a month. So, because there are 6 units, this building generates $5,100 a month. But once I'm done renovating the units, the rents are projected to be $1,500 a month, meaning that the property will now generate $9,000 a month. So with the renovations and the new rent, this will allow me to go back to the bank and have the building reevaluated at the market value of $1.8 million. So that gives me $800,000 in just 3 months.
Jesus fucking Christ. She's back. She's worse than ever. You just have to ask yourself, what happens when hundreds and thousands of landlords and real estate people are all doing this all at once? What does that look like? Okay, we're gonna look at the comments really quick. So we just assume every unit will be rented at all times? Yep. That's about as helpful as her fucking videos are, too. This is why no one can afford rent. How about provide affordable housing? That should be illegal. In today's episode of Making the Poor Even Poorer. How to get fired from your job. Okay.
Here are 3 ways to get fired coming from a business owner. Number 1, being a big fat liar. It's simple. If you're a liar, you can't be trusted. If you can't be trusted, you can't work for me. Bye-bye.
Number 2, you don't show up.
You're full of legitimate excuses. Your cat died. Your dog died. Your dog's goldfish died. Your mother's uncle is sick in bed. Whatever it is, you're unreliable and you can't work for me. Number 3, my personal favorite. You work for me, but you think you're the boss. If you think that you're going to come to my office and start running the show your way, the only thing you should be thinking about is getting a new job because you are fired.
Honestly, I don't even know what to say about this other than the fact that I hate everything that this culture represents. I hate her attitude. I hate the, like, sort of indignance she has about, like, her power over others being questioned or called into question. Just all of it. It's just gross. Okay, we're gonna switch over. We're gonna go check out, oh god, Addison Jarman. Let's see if she has any, oh, she's got an NFT explained. Let's see if she has any landlord ones recently.
Is it true real estate made you a millionaire before you were 30? Yep, it's a great investment. I believe you, but I don't have the funds to buy a property. You could try a fixer-upper, buy the home discounted, and then fix it up yourself to save money. Yeah, I don't have time for that. Okay, you need to check out Fundrise. It's completely passive, and you can start investing in real estate with as little as $10. Whoa, how does it work? They own real estate all over the US, and they do all the work. Buying the homes, property management, etc. Sounds perfect. How do I get started? Check them out. They're linked in
I don't know what the fuck Fundrise is, but I hate it. So obviously this is just an ad, which is par for the course. Most of her content is just get the link in my bio. This is just like nonsense. It's like they keep adding like these 3rd and 4th and 5th parties to like the real estate game. So this company called Fundrise owns houses. What do? You invest in like a piece of a house? Videos are so annoying. Okay, let's go visit a friend named Tom Cruise NC. I don't even know if I want to fucking look. Thing is, sometimes his videos are really long. Okay, let's go to the gentrification one because I feel like we can have a conversation about this. It says, reply to Bree whatever, is Section 8 investing gentrification? By the way, I do feel like, while my critiques of Tom in my first video about him, I'll link it below or here or something, I do think that there were some things in that video that I didn't necessarily argue very well, but everything about what he does feels so icky. I got a lot of heat on that video, I'm not gonna lie. That video, I think because he posted about me several times on his TikTok, I mean, he's got like, I don't know, 1 million followers or something, and a bunch of people came over to my YouTube channel and like called me fat and ugly and stuff. The point is, he is doing sketchy fucking shit. And a lot of people were saying, oh, someone has to be a Section 8 landlord. We need more Section 8 landlords. He's not just being a Section 8 landlord. He is leveraging the system in a way that is getting him massive wealth. We need a way more robust public housing program that allows people to not only rent better apartments and better homes for longer with more stability, but we also need rent to own options through the federal government, because people like Tom Cruise have made it so that buying a home is becoming harder and harder for regular people. Let's see if he's changed his shtick at all.
I've never been called a gentrifier, but I will answer this very interesting question. Do you have a video explaining what I'm doing with properties and how it's not gentrification? Merriam-Webster defines gentrification.
I don't know exactly what it is that the person was referring to, but if I had to guess, it's just the fact that he's buying hundreds of houses and then renting them to Section 8 tenants. I don't really know if that would count as gentrification necessarily, because gentrification would probably be more like pushing lower income people out. So I'm guessing that's what he's going to argue, is that he's not gentrifying. Another big issue I have with what he's doing isn't just that he personally is going around and buying up all this Section 8 housing to make himself wealthier. It's also that he is selling these courses, and he has different ones too. He has Section 8, he has this wholesaling one. Wholesaling is when you like buy up houses in bulk before they even hit the real estate market. Is this a valid, legal business model. Yeah, technically. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's illegal or something. But I think he really fails to tell people it might have worked for him. He might come from money, he might have some other advantage or privilege, but it's not necessarily going to work for those people. And there's a lot at stake. There's a lot you can lose. A lot could go wrong. And it's just like, I mean, I'm doing this drop shipping video right now, and it's like, yeah, drop shipping technically is legal, but acting on TikTok like it's gonna make you millions is misleading.
Gentrification as a process in which a poor area experiences an influx of middle class or wealthy people who renovate and rebuild houses, forcing property taxes. Guys, I promise you, there are no middle class or high net worth individuals moving into my Section 8 properties. Furthermore, I am not forcing the appreciation of these properties in any manner through remodeling, through tearing down, through flipping. I am getting properties either move-in ready or close to move-in ready. I might do some cosmetic work. I might do landscaping, cleaning, making sure it passes inspections. And then I'm placing these high cash flowing Section 8 tenants in these properties. I am not forcing any property tax increases, nor any other adverse problems in the community or the street by accepting higher quality Section 8 tenants.
Yeah, technically, like, I guess gentrification isn't necessarily the word I would use for Tom Cruise. There's a lot of other words I would use. However, you used the hashtags real estate, rentals, cash flow, investor, learn to invest, okay? Those are the fucking, here, I'll scoot this over a little bit. Those are the hashtags that you used on this video. Explain to me how that is not, quote, wealthy people renovating and rebuilding homes and businesses, which often result in an increase in the property values and displacement of earlier, usually poor residents. When this happens on a national scale, on a national level, where people are doing this in small towns everywhere so that they can invest in rundown homes in their area and rent them out to Section 8, that is gentrification. And also, if I remember correctly, it's been a little while since I revisited the old video, but don't you also use the scarcity of Section 8 to drive up the vouchers that you receive? And housing in the area is going up because of investors, because of real estate fucking entrepreneurs. Because of that, you're able to go to the government or, you know, whatever and say, hey, I should be able to rent at market price, which is way higher than what your current vouchers are. Plus, I'm one of the only Section 8 landlords in the area. All these people need it. So you need to give me more on my voucher so that these people can rent. And while that is helpful to the people in their immediate time of need who need Section 8 housing from the government, what you're doing is you're profiting off of local gentrification to drive up how much the government will give you through the voucher program. So even though you might not necessarily be pushing the poor people out, you're kind of playing into local gentrification happening. So
how do evictions work? This is a very unpleasant process that not many people go through in their lifetime, so I'm going to explain how it works step by step. In the great state of North Carolina,
actually, a lot of people go through eviction. How many people are evicted per year, USA? 1 million evictions.
In the state of North Carolina, it is shockingly easy to get rid of a shitty tenant. We file for evictions 2 weeks after non-payment, generally the 14th or 15th. We're going to the courthouse. We pay $125. They give you a court date in 2 weeks. Tenant shows up, property manager shows up, and there's a magistrate there. The magistrate looks at the tenant looks at the magistrate. They're like, did you pay the rent? And they're like, nah. And then the property manager shows invoices, proves that they didn't pay the rent. And then the magistrate's like, hey, you got to get the fuck out. So from that point on, they have 7 days to make things right, pay their rent. 95% of the time, they don't pay shit. After 7 days, you go back to the sheriff's department and they're like, hey, look, the tenant didn't get the fuck out. And the sheriff's like, we got you. You paid them a $30 filing fee or service fee. They go to the tenant's house, knock on their door, very aggressively, might I add, and tell them, hey, look, you got to get out of here. Most of the time, the tenant's already vacated. They don't want the embarrassment of having to get kicked out in front of all the neighbors. And then we change out the locks and then the eviction's done. So that's how it works in 1 minute.
In certain cities, certain states, it's different. He was just talking about North Carolina. Some states, it's ridiculously easy. Please, can we just talk about someone else? One of my more recent videos looked at videos from a little guy named Mikey Taylor. Little did I know, this is a former skateboarder. And apparently he's somewhat despised amongst cool people because he has pivoted to being an investment advice guy on fucking TikTok. Okay, so this one says, the secrets of the rich do not want you to know this. This guy in his last time we watched one of his videos, it was like, the many will do this, but only the few will do this. And that to me is just like the funniest fucking language. I don't know. It cracks me up. Okay, let's go.
Something that the rich know that they do not want you to know. And this one's seriously gonna blow your mind away. And if we're meeting for the first time, my name's Mikey Taylor, ex-pro skateboarder turned entrepreneur. My current business is managing almost $200 million of commercial real estate. So if you like money and interested in investing, make sure you follow along. Okay, here's the secret. When most people want to buy something, they look at the cost of the item and then how much time they're gonna have to work to be able to buy it. If Netflix costs $120 a year and you make $20 an hour, the cost of Netflix is 6 hours of your time. That's the wrong way to look at it. Instead, take the cost of an item and divide it by 0.04. So if Netflix costs $120 for the year, the real cost is $3,000 because that's how much you need invested for the investment to pay for the item. So the rich buy assets first and then products and services second. And if you made it this far, my hook was bullshit. The rich will tell you anything.
Here's the deal, dude. I know a lot of skateboarders from like the 90s or early 2000s are now rich. They got famous. They made a lot of money. But you are actively exploiting people instead of like using your powers for good. And it really fucking sucks. Just telling like regular people to go become real estate investors is just so cringy. Okay, you know what? I'm sick of all these people. I want to go check out some fucking new landlords because these guys, they suck. Okay, let's see.
My landlord wants to raise rent $100 a month, and she's justifying it by saying that the property taxes went up 39%, and therefore this is a necessary and conscientious business decision. Suffice it to say, I am skeptical. So you can go to your county assessor's page, type in your address, and get this information here. And if you can see, there's a page for taxes. So if you click on that, you get this lovely page where it shows all of the taxes and the value and all of that stuff for your property. So I looked, and sure enough, they paid $4,714.29 this year in taxes. And you can go and look at previous years in taxes. So if we look at 2020, they paid $3,483.52 in taxes. And if you look up, that is a 39% increase in taxes. However, if you go back to the main page here and you check this out, the tax rate decreased. Went from 13.21% to 12.89% between 2020 and 2021. So I thought, what's going on? What could explain that? And if you go down and you look at the value of the property between the different years, in 2020, it was worth $260,000, and in 2021, it was worth $365,000. In other words, my landlord's net worth increased $100,000, and they're charging me for it because their taxes went up. They sent me this notice 2 weeks ago, and I am still beyond livid.
A lot of rich people will complain about things like property taxes while simultaneously doing everything that they can to increase the value of not only their property, but properties in their area, or if they know that a house sold in their area for a lot, because these things just keep going up and up and up, they'll get their house appraised so they can refinance. They might be able to take money out, or they just get a lower interest rate because they refinanced. And when they do that, you have to understand, property tax is based off of a percentage. So if the house value goes from $100,000 to $200,000, that number's gonna double. This is bullshit, and it's just another example of landlords passing off every fucking cost to the tenant and never bearing any of that cost themselves. Ever. Also, this guy lived there the whole time, right? Did the fucking value of the property go up? Really? Did the house get nicer? No, it's probably worse now.
Why is no one talking about the fact that the housing market is a pyramid scheme? Grandma and Granddad bought a house for $10,000.
Oh, he's got Georgism in the hashtags, by the way, so for all my little Georgies out there, you're gonna love this.
Grandma and Granddad bought a house for $10,000. Mom and Dad bought a house for $90,000, and now they're both worth like $500,000 or something like that. So why aren't we buying houses? Because apparently they're great investments. The problem is that a house is not actually an investment. An investment is in something like a business, where you put in money and the business becomes more valuable. You don't expect your car to get more valuable over time. You don't get your computer to be more valuable over time, and yet we expect our house to be more valuable. What's going on? There's an assumption in the housing market that if you buy it, you can sit on it and then sell it for profit later. This is the same business model as LuLaRoe. With a typical pyramid scheme, there's an assumption that there will always be a downline, and the problem is that eventually you run out of downline, and the last people who buy in get screwed because there's no one else to buy it, and so the prices bottom out, and they're stuck with a bunch of inventory and no one to buy it. And we're seeing that a little bit with the increase in homelessness, but because housing is a necessity, what we're seeing on a larger scale is that the downline is becoming fewer people with more money and more land. Imagine Lula wrote, but if you don't buy leggings, you die. Someone came to visit me mid-rant. So rich landlords enter the market, buy up all the housing, raise the prices, and push out the poor people. You know what that's called? Gentrification. Except this time, instead of happening to a neighborhood with a low socioeconomic status, it's happening to an entire generation. This is why the idea of housing as an investment is fundamentally incompatible with the idea of housing as shelter. It cannot be both necessary and have a value that outpaces the wealth of a generation. So I guess I answered my own question. The reason I was talking about why housing is a pyramid scheme is because the only people who know are the landlords who are profiting from the fact that no one else knows about it. If you want to learn more about it, read Progress and Poverty by Henry George.
Tommy Cruise, if you're still watching this, can you really reconcile the fact that you're teaching people that real estate is this investment game when you also have to admit that real estate is something that people need to survive? Or not real estate, but you know what I mean? The concept of housing, land. This is the same fucking people that will complain when they see a fucking homeless person. Not this guy. This guy's awesome. His name is Jekizer. Seems cool. Let's see if we can get a little palate cleanser for the end of this video here. Oh, hey, here's Mike Racine. Hey, buddy.
Talk to my landlord.
Yeah, here's your money. Thanks. Hey, the place looks nice. Do not make comments about how I live, Steve.
I appreciate that you shaved for this bit.
Okay, it's none of your goddamn business. Sorry. Also, just want to let you know, Saturday, we're having a little barbecue in the courtyard if you guys want to come down. Yeah, I'll be honest, I cannot think of anything I want to do less.
Stop trying to be our friend. It's really pathetic.
Is everything okay in the apartment? Do you guys need maintenance or any type of...
That's how everybody should talk to their landlord. Your boss is not your friend. Your landlord's not your friend. Be sure to go check out Trout Vision TV and see what I have in store for all of you guys, because it's going to be insanely fun. I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, next time maybe we can do this, but I'll go live and do it, and you can join me for that.